Okay, we are here at the Phoenix Fire Museum, and largest in the country, is that right? In the world. In the world.
Hall of Flame.
Hall of Flame. And so the first thing you see when you come in is this really nice desk here that is from the front of an old, what would you say, 50s or 60s fire truck?
How about a 74 American LaFrance?
74 American LaFrance. I have a friend of mine who is a very, very big Seattle Reserve Fire Department. And so, yeah, anyway, and you guys have worked here for how long?
I've been here 4 years.
4 years?
Year and a half for me.
Year and a half, okay. And you, just because of COVID, started up a YouTube channel, and you guys want to get some subscribers. So we are going to work on getting subscribers for you.
If you want if they just want to scan that QR code off their screen, it'll take them to
You
it.
can scan this off of your screen, and that will take you directly to the website. Okay. All right, let us begin. Thanks. Okay, so we are in the Hall of Flame Firefighting Museum, and there are just all sorts of displays. It is the largest firefighting museum in the world, and it is dedicated to the memory of everything related to firefighting. So you come in here and you begin with a 10-minute introductory video, which is playing here. And then it has little bits of scattered items from fire departments all over the world. Here is a fireman chess set. That would be fun to have. Fireman Christmas ornamentations. And so here are some helmets from various fire departments around the world. France, 1880. Canada, province of Ontario, 1940. Germany volunteer helmet, 1860. Mexico City Fire Brigade in 1900. So there are just tons and tons of things about firefighting. So these are speaking trumpets. 1880 for this one. 1890. 1859. Okay, so I do have a limited amount of time, so I'll try to take in what I can, but they have 75 videos on YouTube right now, and they will be producing more, and they would like to increase their subscriber base. So anybody who wants to subscribe to the halloflame.org YouTube channel, they would be very appreciative. Okay, let's go into the next room. That is a smoke protecting helmet. And it looks like it has a little bit of a breathing apparatus on the back of it. And here is another one here. A firefighter's breathing device. Okay. There is an oxygen tank, 2 bottles. And you have to be careful with oxygen around a fire because it could flare up the fire if oxygen started leaking. Phoenix Fire Department mobile paramedics. Okay, so these are honoring firefighters who died in the line of service. And here is a video that has an ongoing naming of firefighters.
Raymond Downey, Battalion Chief John Fanning, Lieutenant John.
And they ask if you have any information on someone who was a firefighter that died or was cited for service in the line of duty, to send them that information. And here is a famous picture from the 9/11 Twin Towers incident of the firefighters raising the pole, the flag, at the incident scene. Fire Department, September 11th, 2001, Home of the Brave. And this is honoring firefighters from 9/11, the 9/11 Memorial Pony. And you could freeze the screen to read that. Hall of Heroes Commemorative Brick Gallery. 1901 Push Hose Wagon. Effective hose did not exist until 1810, when a pair of Philadelphia mechanics began producing leather hose with copper rivets. So you can pause and read that. Okay. Okay, well, I don't see any information about that. Calling in a fire alarm. Okay. And these are all actual pieces of equipment. Gamewell. The Gamewell. The Gamewell Company. Hard to read in the light. And that looks like a power panel. You see the throw switches down here. And then these are, I guess they are resistors that you can have variable voltages on them, adjust the power output. Okay, so this is an early wagon. There's the hose they had. This has much heavier wheels, but it has a steam tank on it. Volunteer Firemen's Association of the City of New York to the Veteran Firemen's Association of New London, Connecticut, February 13th, 1888. So yeah, these are much heavier wheels. They have the steel band around them. Ocean City, number 2. Silsby Steam Fire Engine. can pause and read. Pause and read. And pause and read. Silsbee built 800 steamers like this starting in 1852. Interesting. Okay, let's go on to the next room. And there is a fireman's dress jacket. Gary Johnson, PFFA Pipe Major. Pipes and drums. I don't know what fire department yet. There we go. Honor Guard, Phoenix Fire Department, Local 493. Okay. So I didn't pay enough attention to this earlier. There's a portable suction unit. Battery operated. Keep a patient's airway clear of potential aspirants. Nearly every ambulance since the 1980s is equipped with that. And this is a Physio Control Life Pack 5. Workhorse electrocardiogram defibrillator. So I bet that saved a lot of lives. And there is a Paramedics medical supply box. And this is a biophone. Provided the ability for field paramedics to communicate with a hospital. I don't know if you can read that. Okay. Okay, so there is number 2. Newsham 6-size estate engine, England, 1750. So the fighting equipment in this section is over 200 years old. Older than George Washington, older than the United States. Simpson manual engine, 1820. So again, because of time constraints, I have to move along here pretty quickly. Times square plate. 1762 Newsham fire engine in use. Right here. Okay. American Hydraulic Company coffee grinder, rotary pumper. A Japanese fire apparatus. And so that had 2 people operating pumps with a fulcrum seesaw lever. It is a Japanese firefighter's uniform. (1868). Coat, Japan, 1980-2005. Okay. Meriwether hand-drawn estate pumper, England, 1838. So those are the very earliest firefighting devices. Here you see the hose coming out from below.
gonna go,
Just stand there and nod your head like the dog in the window.
English Firefighters 1860. And so it is a Meriwether barrow pump. So you just had one or two people pulling that like a wheelbarrow or pushing it. And that was from 1880. Howard and Davis, Boston. Number 3. Or number 8, sorry. Hand-drawn pumper, 1852. So there's a piston here and here, and there is your pump handle there and there. And here is the old early hose that had leather and copper rivets, and they say that this was the first reliable type of fire hose. Ivoy Lapre. Hand-drawn engine, Soy et Dure, French, 1840. The Romans built crude portable pumps, not unlike the Japanese pumps in this section. Okay. And that is the number 1. That is the oldest one on display. Wood block wheels. Pulled it with that, and it had a pump with 2 people on either side pumping it. Okay, so now we are on this side here, number 11, Rhode Island number 1, 1844. And this is from an era where they were very into making their fire equipment ornate, mostly in America. Here's a hose connection there. But you see how they have it all dolled up and fancy looking. And here's an old picture of it. Okay. Pawtucket. 1860 Badger Fire Company. Rumsey. And there's the old, looks like a leather fire hose again. They moved this by train to help fight the Chicago fire. And so you can see this here again had 2 cylinders on it, and then 4 people pumping, 2 at each end. And it looks like here is the hose attachment, the hose reel for it, latched together. Okay. So I need to keep moving here for the battery. Alright, here is another little old pump. So I'm sure that it probably had to draw water from a larger tank, and then you pumped it out of the curled up hose. Okay. So here's a tank, and I guess that's where you would fill the tank. And yeah, this here has a bar on each side that you would pump the engine, but it looks like it would have like 1, 2, 3, 4 people on each side, so you could get more stuff, and that would go into a reservoir of water. You see the screen around it, and draw water. Okay, so there's the other side of these ones. So this one here is a ladder truck, and you can see it looks like it might have connected there. Actually, maybe not. Hand-drawn village ladder wagon, 1870. And you can see the brass fittings and the twine hose for it. Or the twine over the fitting, probably for grip. And then buckets for firefighting. Okay. Rumsey hand-drawn pumper, American, 1890, Michigan volunteers.
How are we doing today?
Hey, and I like how all the chains are cordoned off with fire hydrants.
Yeah.
Okay, 1855, New London. So Connecticut, I presume. New London, Connecticut. A crew of 50 men pulled the rig and manned the pump. They called them pump brakes, but they were pumps, handles for the fire people to pull them, and I guess that was a crew for it, if you can see it through the light. Okay. Union number 2, Hunneman hand-drawn fire engine, 1852. So again, I apologize. I'm trying to show as fast as I can within the confines of the charge of one battery. A ladder wagon, 1908. Okay. So here you go. It's got the ladders on it. You see how the ladders are designed to save weight with the cutouts in them. And then here's an actual picture of the wagon. Walnut Fire Department. And so that's the best I can get of that with the shadows and stuff. So here's a little pump-up sprayer. And there are tools there, shovel, axes, big wheels. Here is another ladder truck, and these are kind of more archaic ladders. They have like steel spikes through them, and then they're like hewn logs, trees. So they're not a finely made ladder, but they worked. So what was the date on this? Look at all the buckets on the side of it. Okay. So they probably had a bucket brigade going. Hand-drawn hook and ladder wagon, 1850. Ladders were always kept in central locations. Okay. So this here is getting very dressy. Gleason and Bailey hand-drawn parade carriage, 1889. And it has the steel banded wheels. But look how nice this hose wheel is in the center. It looks almost like Cinderella's carriage with the fine curving details and the lights on it. All the chrome and everything. Now, I'm not sure that they actually had chrome in 1889. Maybe they did, I don't know. They were just starting to make automobiles, and maybe they did have the chroming process figured out then. 1865 Wonder Hose Carriage. Competition between hose carriages. You can read that. Pause and read. Okay. Got zur something. Looks German. Okay, so it's like a little tapestry. Here's the hat. Yeah, so this is a German wagon. Yeah, Weischerhofen, Germany, 1909. Yeah, and pause and read if you can. Okay, so there you see the hand pumps on it. There's the fulcrum point in the center. There's a piston there. No, I guess this might have been a single piston, but a double action piston maybe. And here's another one. Gleason and Bailey piano box manual fire engine, 1890. Okay. And again, a Hotchkiss dressed up wagon. And there's the Mercury on top. See the winged helmet and the winged ankles. Okay. And here is just a little Boyer chemical cart. Soda and acid. Okay, so I guess it would be like a chemical fire extinguisher. You mix the soda and acid and it creates pressure. So there is the other side of these. They have the nice silver bells on them and all that ornate metalwork. Okay, so here is a larger ladder truck. And this one actually is a boom ladder. You see it's on a rotating base here. And then the ladder will lift up. There's a cable system. And it looks like here is a driver for the rear wheels. Yeah, so you can see the rear wheels will turn, help it get around tight corners. It's a rear seat. You can see the seats at the back end of it, and there's the steering wheel. Then the horse drivers would be up front. Okay. And this is an interesting little thing. Horse-drawn rotary sweep pumper. Indiana inventor Benjamin Hale designed this pumper to compete with steam fire engines. 3 double-acting piston pumps mounted horizontally between a large rotary gear. Okay, so horses were chained up to that and would walk around, and that would power your 3 rotary pumps. So that's a good idea. Hey, boy. Oh, so here's a little model of engines. Remember, we are in the largest fire museum in the world. Okay. And so here is some old pipe. The unknown mechanic actually has some of this on his property. It is wood pipe with metal bands around it to hold it together, and that is how they used to run water out through the fields. It's not in use anymore, but it is there. All right, so we are here looking at Phoenix Fire Department. There's a stuffed Dalmatian. It's got some ladders on it, and it looks like this may be steam. I don't see a information board for it. Steiner horse-drawn chemical engine. Chemical tanks. Okay. So the fresh water to recharge the copper chemical tanks when they are empty. Okay, so you could read that if you pause it. Rugby Fire Brigade. Okay. Shand Mason steam pumper. Okay, now we're getting into some power. Mechanical power. Okay, so here's one of those suits with a breathing hose on it. See the long hose? And it had a pump supplying air to the suit, the breather. $1900 Seba Gorman Bellows Smoke Mask, Great Britain. Okay, and there is a picture of it here. Okay. Mason steam pump engine, Rugby, England, 1890. And there are the English metal helmets. And this here is American Volunteers. From about 1720 onward, American towns organized volunteer fire departments. Unfortunately, rival companies in large cities would fight each other rather than the fires. Okay. So yeah, that is very nicely restored. Okay. A chemical engine. And there's ladder truck. Hoses. There's an old chemical fire extinguisher. Seagrave horse wagon, 1907, Michigan. Okay. Oh. Okay, so we've seen that. Let's go through number 2. This is more advanced powered equipment. So there are the modern firefighting breathing apparatus, oxygen tanks and such. Okay, now look at this American LaFrange. I mean, that is just a beautiful piece of equipment there, I gotta say. I would love to see the engine in that. But you see here, I guess these are hose connections. Ladders on the side. American LaFrance Senior 400 Triple. Burlington, Iowa. The most attractive fire engine. Isn't that what I was saying? There's a drawing of it. Yeah, it is a beautiful. It's almost too pretty to take to the fire. Here's an Oshkosh. And it is another fine looking piece of equipment. Okay, unfortunately I got to keep my speed up here or we're not going to get it all in. This is just a tease video to show you what's here, but you're going to have to come here to the Hall of Flame in Phoenix and see it for yourself. Okay. This 1924, and you can see the double rear wheels there, and in front it's got the suspension in here. Okay, and we'll probably get a copyright infringement because of that little tiny bit of music that's being played right now, so I better walk away from it and keep talking to cover it up. Downers Grove Fire Department number 2, and that's another nice looking engine. You see the horn siren in front, and there's another one there. There's the cord for the electric motor. Downers Grove Fire Department. That's a ladder truck. And then you see it's got the big spotlights on it here too. Driver's on the right side. And there is the clutch. Well, I don't know. Is that clutch and gas? I don't know. Shifter, but yeah. Okay, there we go. Stick shifter and brake, I imagine. There's the bell. I bet this was fun to drive. You get used to it. Okay, so here's a couple of the old fire extinguishers. A chemical cart. Okay. Rescue Hose Company. Okay. And Edgerton Fire Department. You see the old wheels on it again. 1921 LaFrance. American LaFrance. Over here you see the leather fire hose, and this looks like a more advanced. It's a small size, but you look at it and you can see the crisscross pattern, so it's like a double or triple layer of hose material in there. Excuse me. Larger single rear, wider rear wheel, chain drive. Okay, and here is the pump unit in front, and I imagine this is a power takeoff from the engine, so that's pretty cool. And then I'm imagining one is an intake and the other is an output. 6-cylinder pump driven by the engine. So I bet that worked out really well. Here's a model. Yeah. Okay. So there are probably fire engine experts that will be watching this, and feel free to comment and correct anything that I am saying or improve on anything that I am saying, because I would like to get this right, but I only have a certain amount of time. Okay, so here's another one. Early engine. I'm betting it's from the teens or 20s. What do we got? 1922 Mack Holloway ladder and chemical truck. So there's the ladders on it. Okay, so it's BFD. So I'm sure that BFD stands for something other than BFD. What city is it? Baltimore Fire Department. There you go. BFD, Baltimore Fire Department. All right, let me walk over to this side here. Hall of Flame, 602-275-3473, Museum of Firefighting, and it is the world's largest museum of firefighting equipment. And this fire truck, you can feel free to climb all over it, explore it, and get to experience it. And there is the front of it. Miami Fire Department. Okay, so kids can play on that one. Okay, so here is a picture of it. 61% battery left. So let us keep moving. There's a lot to cover. Patty. All right, so here we have another one. Here are the pumps. I'm imagining one of these like an intake, and then these would be hoses. And here's your pressure gauges, RPM. Yeah, so here's vacuum and pressure. So all of the important information that you would need as a firefighter. This was a Mack Pierre Fire Department. And there is the Mack Bulldog. Okay. So the English fire helmets were metal, and I could easily see that being a problem. This looks like it's got leather over it, which is not going to get so hot. So here are the hoses. You can see the wrapping on the hoses. Okay. And here is a catch. Flip that open, and you can have a few firefighters holding that, and people can jump from 2-3 floors up into that safely, or at least not get hurt crashing into the ground. Mack Holloway ladder and chemical truck, 1922. Chain drive again. And that is a Ford Model T fire truck. And there's a little 3-piston pump on it, unless there's more on the other side. Here's the pickup and a screen. So there's the hoses wrapped in the back there. You hook it up to a fire hydrant, drive away, and it will unravel itself. Edgerton Fire Department. Okay. 1921. Triple, I imagine that's a triple pump. Triple piston pump. Okay. And let us keep on going. Okay, now this is cool. Nice big radiator, big tires. 6-cylinder diesel. It's got a 3 into what is it? Oh, is that the intake side? Alright, that's the intake side, I guess. Look at that, it's got 2, okay, it says gas engine, 2 spark plugs per cylinder. There's your magneto. They have magnetos then, not distributors. You didn't need a battery for a magneto. Magneto, it had magnets. It made its own spark. It was a good device. Okay, we'll see the engine side of that on the return. So there's ladders. That is what it looked like here. All right. Here's a white fire truck, Arizona historical Veal vehicle. So this one is one they use in the parade. Okay. 2 seats, and then the side for firefighters to grab on and ride. So it looks like here's the intake and exhaust on top. 2, 4, 6 cylinders, I imagine. Could be 8. What is it? 6 cylinder. There's the distributor there. Okay. American La France. Bell, red light. Beautiful. Beautiful. There's an International. Meriwether, London. Well, actually, International. English spelling or whatever. So tires. 1915. Novel 3-cylinder piston pump. As late as 1940. Sold to Lima, Peru in 1920. And retired in 57, came to the States in 79, and the museum in 84, and restored by Don Hale in 1985. And Don Hale is a very important person with the history of the museum. And somewhere on this piece will be Don Hale's signature. Right there, I found it. Don Hale, 84, you see that? So it's pretty cool. I found it. First few seconds. Awesome. Okay. And here is another one. Don Hale. So that is very good to find his signature on these things. He was a man who absolutely loved fire equipment. He was, I guess, a firefighter himself, and retired and worked here restoring. Okay. And by the looks, I would say he probably restored several. Hey, Kutztown Fire Department, 1915. Built in New York. Okay. Okay, well, I guess this here's the one with the engine, but I'm not going to see this side of the engine. Parkland Fire Department. Stux. Oh, really? Is this a Stux? Oh, look at that. Stux Fire Engine Company. Can you see the name on that? Okay, Stux. They were famous for the Stux Bearcat. That was like one of the toughest, fastest vehicles of its day. Okay. Alright, so that covers this room. Now I need to go to the next room. And let me pause. Well, I'll just keep it running here while I walk on down. Yeah, but that is really cool. Finding Don Hale's signatures on equipment he restored, and then finding a Stux. So here is a boom truck. It looks like motor power. Fire departments all over the world were quick to trade in their hoses for motorized powered apparatus. It was costly to buy, train, and maintain horses whose service life rarely exceeded 10 years. As early as 1901, the chief of New York City Fire Department traded in his horse-drawn buggy for a locomobile. 1914, several companies had these. Okay, it's not describing its use yet. Water tower is what they called it. 1880, fight fires in multi-story buildings. Improved water supplies and steam pumpers made them possible. And they were designed to pump between 1,000 and 3,000 gallons per minute. This one was originally horse-drawn. The Toledo, Ohio Fire Department purchased it in 1897. They were only used on large fires. The lack of hydraulic power to raise and extend the tower made it unwieldy and difficult to maneuver. Most of them preferred aerial ladders. And the 60s is when hydraulic powered tower trucks came in. 1950 is how long it was in service. And this is on display with a 1899. Okay, this is an 1899 LaFrance steam engine. Okay. Okay, so I guess that is a picture of it there. You can see the 4-horse team pulling it. No, 3-horse. Champion water tower built in 1897. I like the bolo hat here. Okay. And there you see the pipe going up, and there is the nozzle at the end. And I don't know if it had a person at the end of it pointing the nozzle or what. Champion water tower. Can you read that? I don't think you're going to be able to read that. All right. 750 gallons a minute. 1,200 feet of hose. All right, let me go on to the next. So we have seen this. Let me go over here. Okay, we're back in the older room, the 1800s, early 19s. Okay, 1930, Aaron's Fox Quad. Okay, I've got 50% battery left, so let us keep cruising. Good thing I charged this up. Okay, and here are their patches from all over the world. Obviously I can't do this, but it's available online. You can see all the patches and where they're from, okay? Okay. Yeah, beautiful. And here's a newer Ford F-750. Is an ambulance or a command station. Granite Mountain Hot Shots. Okay, it's like a forest fire. Prescott Fire Department. Huh. That's a pretty new and expensive truck. 2004 Ford, that is new. Yeah, so it's a forest fire truck. Okay. Alright, so look at this engine here. Seagrave. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 V12 engine, and it's a gas engine because it's got spark plugs, 2 plugs per cylinder. Cool. And it has the intake and exhaust on it. That's interesting. So the exhaust preheats the intake. Okay. So there is a rear differential, and I assume it's got the power takeoff on it. There. Okay. So here is a ladder truck. There's the rear seat steering person, and it has a boom on it. There's the nozzle, so it'd be, I guess they call it a water tower. Then once again, you can see the ladders are cut out to save weight, and it may or may not make it stronger, but it did its job. American La France, Type 31, 1919. Okay. So it had a gas engine in it. There's a radiator. Don't know what size the engine is. I'm imagining it's not a big engine. Kenosha, number 1. And that is a big, long ladder truck and water tower, boom truck, whatever. Persh. Yeah, it's got an eagle on it. So here is the red light and the siren and bell. The bug-eyed lights on the fenders. Yeah, I bet this looked really nice in its day. Persh, all-power aerial, 1937. A premier builder of fire equipment. First aerial truck to use hydraulic and electromechanical power to raise and extend its aerial ladder. Okay. So pause and read the paper if you can, if you want more information about it. All right. City of Kenosha, State of Wisconsin. Incorporated February 8th, 1850. Okay, so you can see the oil from the mechanisms up here. Very nice. There's the hose attachment in the center. Over here, well, we'll see this on the other one. SFD, not sure where that is. Scargrave Junior Aerial. The town of Staunton, Virginia, maintained this rig. Powerful 250 horse V12 engine, 80-gallon booster tank with a small pump gave it some quick response capability at a fire. Okay. So there's axes. There was probably a shovel in there. There's the ladders. See the ladders on this side here. The firemen probably stood on these step boards, held on to these here rails. There's a toolbox. There's another box. And there is the rear driver. Okay. Very cool. Okay, so again, here is the pickup, the screen, so it doesn't suck things up into the pump. A Ford Persh fire engine, 1935. Ford V8, flathead, I assume. There's the little Ooga horn in front. There's the siren there. And here's the wall of patches on the other side. So each of these panels is GHI. And so I believe you can look up these panels and see all the patches of the different fire departments around the world. So here is a platform around the boom. So that would help people get up, and it's a aluminum ladder up there too. Okay. Seagrave Junior Aerial, 1938. Okay. What's the front of this look like? V12. Seagrave, Columbus, Ohio. But yeah, that's a cool looking truck. Nice looking grill on it. Okay. Truck 1. So it had the side fins for cooling and the radiator. Howdy. Okay. So let's cruise on over here and take a look. This here is a Moreland. Pumper G. Yeah, interesting. Usually fire trucks are red, but this is forestry department, so it's green. Los Angeles County. 1930 brush truck. Wildfire fighting equipment. Okay, so there's a lot of firefighters, smoke jumpers that would like to see that. Siren. Okay, so here's the hose reel, and it looks like it's a rubberized hose on it. Los Angeles County. Dual rear wheels. Here is some helicopter helitax. Firefighting equipment. And it looks like a DC-3 or something. Okay. Lookout Mountain 1921 chemical car. Horse-drawn wagons gave way to motorized chemical cars early as 1911. And you can pause and read that. Okay. And so this is all Hot Shots forest fighting equipment. This here I think is to set counter fires. Okay, not for drinking. Chainsaw. Personal fire shelter safety blanket. Yeah, you see here. And here are some of the aircraft that were used in firefighting. This here, not sure what that is. What is it? A DC-6. Over there, that is a Martin Mars. One of the biggest seaplanes ever made. This here, my brother actually used to fly that for the Navy. It's 2 turning and 2 burning, a Neptune. He flew that for anti-submarine warfare, but it was also a firefighting aircraft. Okay. Here's a Viking, S3 Viking, also a Navy aircraft. There's the Catalina up there. Here's a flying boxcar, flying crane, helicopter.
The two men made their way to the Merriweather burn station, where they notified forest officials.
Probably the worst day I ever had in my life.
Okay, so they're showing a video about firefighting hotshots. So I'm being quiet while doing this. So this is a typical fire lookout station. Over there's a Motorola radio. You see the big Motorola M in the corner. Okay, Southern Yavers. Can't quite read that. Okay. So here's a sighting wheel. And here's the guy using it. Fire lookout. Yeah, it's very interesting. Forest fire fighting is a very important part. Right here, that is a Nimrod, a 2 turning and 2 burning. 2 props, 2 jets. It's an early transition aircraft between the prop age and the jet age. Okay. And there you go, riding the rails. And here is Smokey Bear. Okay, so let us go to the next room. So we've seen this. This is the V12 engine here, Seagrave. And I didn't spot Dale Hall's signature on this one here yet, but that's okay. And here is another trampoline to catch people from tall buildings. You know, they had to innovate and figure out ways to rescue people. These are quick hook ladders that they could easily, quickly put up, and people can climb up or down as needed. Alright, so what is this? That is a fire alarm system. So like if you pulled an alarm somewhere on a telephone pole, they would know where that alarm was from this. And you see the bells there, and that's where the alarm was received. Bell would ring, they would make note and send a truck. Okay, Benson Fire Department. Okay, this is like the fire trucks I remember growing up as a kid. There's more panels, F1, G1. So there are a lot of patches. And so this is getting towards the more modern stuff. And you see here, the fireman could ride here. There's a seat belt. You could have another 1 or 2 here. There's a step. Okay. You are hearing real calls taking place right now. It is not a tape. Okay. So this is the Phoenix Fire Department alarm room system from 1956 to 1982. And look at this here. That is a work of art. A tape memory storage system for a old mainframe computer. MagnaSync Moviola. So that's pretty cool. And so there's the console with all the different indicators on it. But yeah, once upon a time, that was the state-of-the-art memory storage system on these big tape reels. And then they had high-speed systems, and they would spool tape down in the bottom, and so one reel would be spitting it out faster than the other one could take it in, and depending on how much tape was on this reel and that reel, it would come out faster and go on slower, and then as the tape went from here to there and the reel became full of tape, that would start pulling the tape in faster, and then it would start drying up the tape in the spooling. So pretty interesting. And there is a picture of people at this actual station. Very cool. Although reliable, fire alarm telegraph systems had a lot of faults. Inflexible, limited to a system of street boxes. Okay. And so you can pause and read that, I hope. Okay, so pause and read. All right.
There was that moment of silence. That's a moment of truth. It happened. You lost a brother, and it was a truth.
Okay. So what do we got here? In memory of Lieutenant Thomas Williams and FF Peter McLaughlin. 77 Harry Ford. 77 Brian Fahey. Fire Department Rescue number 4. Okay, this is from 9/11. Okay, so this is in honor of 9/11. Okay. And here is a drawing of 9/11. Okay. What's that speed? I said, what's that speed?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the guy, he's driving his Corvette, and he hurt his back driving his Corvette, and now he has to drive the scooter. Baldwin, New York, ladder number 2. Yeah, well, yeah, we had this. I remember this with Seattle Fire Department as kids. And, we had one of these. Now, this one here has gotten a little more fancy. This is New York 9/11 commemorative. Yeah. Okay. Oceanside Fire Department. Wrapped windows. I can't see it, but maybe the camera will pick it up. Here's the rear seats. I guess that's the engine compartment. Here's all the pump and power information, all the valves and stuff controlling it. Welcome to Thunderbird. What is Thunderbird? It looks like a desk. Okay, so here's some models. There's a fire chief's car. That's a nice looking ride. Don't know what it is. Oh, wait, in front, Mercury. It's a Mercury. Carlisle Fire Department. Okay, how are we doing on Battery, 31%. I might be able to make the whole thing. Okay, we didn't finish looking at this here truck yet. This is the 911 Commemorative Truck. So you see, it's hollow inside. So unfortunately, I don't know how much it's gonna show, but there, I've got my cell phone light on. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Okay. Let me see here. Dalton, the West Coast Roller, just installed the batteries I gave him. And what does he say? Hey Jeff, just installed batteries. Question is 13.2 float on is correct setting. Okay, so I just told him to check online for that battery. All right. And Kelly is talking about doing the RV travel stuff, but she wants me to buy another house where we can always have a home base. And she's talking about Sequim, Washington. Sequim is a really popular retirement town. It is the least rainy place in Washington state. It's in the shadow of the Olympics, so it is protected, but it's a beautiful area. Okay, there's, I guess, remnant damage. So I'm not sure what kind of a truck this was. Captain Brian Hickey, Lieutenant Kevin Dowdell, Firefighter Terry Farrell, Firefighter Bill Mahoney, Firefighter Darrell Bronco Persale, Firefighter Pete Nelson, Firefighter Pete Brennan, Firefighter Al Tarasiewicz, R5, Firefighter Mike Colley, L136. I want to make sure that I get their names correct, and I apologize if I didn't quite get it right. We will never forget 9/11 WTC, World Trade Center. Rescue, Fire Department, New York. Rescue 4. Yeah, these guys, they ran in while everybody else was running away, and they lost their lives trying desperately to save others. So 9/11/2001 should never be forgotten, and neither should these people. So there you go. Read their names and remember their names. And there are many more that deserve recognition too. Okay? Alright, so I need to get wrapping up on this thing here. This is the interior of that. I guess a convertible topless American LaFrance, Baldwin, New York. Rear seats. Here's the rotating platform for the ladder and pump. They can stand on that and help or whatever. These are the pistons to lift it. Hydraulically operated. There's aluminum metal ladders up here, a truss network. And then down here are the wood ladders, and they also have a wooden truss design to keep weight down. This is the side. What?
They're up there.
They're getting ready. Okay, I'm almost done here too. Okay. And there is the fire department rescue truck from New York again. And this is the other side. Hall of Fame Museum of Firefighting. And there is their sign. Again, they would like to have people subscribe to their YouTube channel. They've got 75 videos. There's smoke masks and toolboxes and stuff. Here's another wall of patches from fire departments all around the world, and you can see those. This is the other side of the Benson fire truck. Okay. So I guess that's it. We've seen them all, haven't we? Is there another room that I haven't seen yet? I've been there, here. Oh, well, the entry's over here. Yeah, let me take a quick gander. Was there anything over here?
Well, this is the main room.
Yeah. Well, I can see the map here real quick. Okay. Alright, we came in, so we started here in the theater, and then we went down here, and through here, and there. Okay, so I have seen everything. Alright, so there you go, guys. I have shown you everything, and I have 24% of battery left. Here are some insignias from fire departments, fire trucks, English marks. I like this one here. Very English looking with the kilt or whatever. Protector. Number 8. What's number 8 say? The Protector Fire Insurance Company, 1825. Merged with the Phoenix Assurance Company, 1835. London, specialized in the insurance of ships. Okay. So that was interesting. Okay, so these are some of the trucks that we've seen. Sunfire Office, London, 1710.
Pulled by hand. Eventually, they grew so large that the firemen were forced to acquire required much more time and money to train and maintain.
Hartford Fire Insurance. Tools of the trade. There's an axe and a pick. Friendship hose. Okay. So that is it. We have seen everything here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I highly recommend a visit to the Hall of Flame Fire Museum, Firefighting Museum in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. And here is what I was talking about earlier with leather hose and play pipes, brass play pipes. Reliable hose appeared in 1810. So I can't quite read that, but maybe you guys can. So just pause and read. And that is one of the most important developments in firefighting, was reliable fire hose. And pause and read again as you go. Leather hose and brass play pipes. The most important development in firefighting, being able to reliably get water from the truck or water source to the fire. There's a brass nozzle. There's the handle. And there is the fireman's helmet. Okay. And here is a tribute to George F. Getz. Okay. Hall of Flame. Okay. And there you go. And George Getz is the founder. National Historic Fire Foundation Hall of Flame Museum. Okay. Mr. Getz passed away in 1992 at the age of 83. And that is a tribute to him written by Ronald Reagan. Signed, Ron, from the White House. And there is a medal he received, the Honorable Scottsdale Memorial Hospital. Okay. And here is Mr. Getz with the first France fire truck that he started the museum with. Okay. You're trying to get the light shine out of it. And there you go.
Give me 1 second, Howard.
Yes. And here is your gift shop, Firehouse Coffee Roasters. I'm going to have to get that. I will have to get some Firehouse Coffee. Huh? Oh, I'm going to get some coffee.
Are you good?
Yeah. Hall of Flame Museum. Oh. Oh, they've got the hats I like if it's the right size. Oh, perfect. There, how does that look? See, I like these hats. They're a one size. See how it has the back here? Small, medium. Let's see if there's a medium, large. Let's see how this fits.
No, hey, there's always the nice warm winter jacket. We know we're not. We don't.
Large, extra large. Large, extra large. Large, extra large.
We have those doubles and triples. Yeah.
Large, extra large. Large, extra large. Well, let me try one more on. Yeah, these are a little too big for me. Small, medium, darn it. Medium, large is like, I mean, this fits okay. It's a loose, small, medium. And of course, they have emergency plane. Emergency is an old 80s fire engine TV show. Can't remember who she is. I used to know her name. All right, what else have we got?
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Oh, and there are the stars. Okay. Okay, here we go. That is my Hall of Fame hat. Get some better light on it. Then this is my Firehouse Coffee. This is Guatemala, and it's brewed fresh in Prescott, Arizona, about 50 miles up the road or so. And this is Ethiopia Walega. And so we are putting two opposite ends of the world to competition tomorrow morning with coffee from the New World and coffee from the Old World. And then I also got, if I can get it, I have to remember what pocket I put it in.
The one beside your sunglasses.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's the one that Petra hasn't picked. There we go. I also had to buy a 60th anniversary medallion of the Firefighter Hall of Fame Museum. And there is the flip side of it. Right there. I'm not getting the best light on it. So there's that.
Yep, we're in the wrong lane.
There's that.
shape back then, those, before the steam engine
And,
stuff.
oh yeah, adrenaline, whatever that is. Adrenaline challenge coins. And so then you walk into a tavern and you slam that down, and any firefighters in there have to buy you a beer. Is that how it worked?
The last one that puts it down gets the free drink.
Okay, so you have to carry like 5 of these. Okay, so we have just finished our tour of the Hall of Fame Firefighter Museum in Phoenix. Highly recommend it. They are looking for subscribers to their YouTube channel. They have 75 videos up there now, and I highly recommend it. It is all professionally produced video, and you will enjoy it, especially if you are a firefighting fan. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave any questions, comments. Don't forget to like, and most of all, help me out too by subscribing, and I will see you on the next video. There. How's that?
Perfect.